these centuries of tedious conflict, and it's come to this. How I loathe to admit that we need a mortal's opinion, but apparently this is the best we could devise.
If you're looking for a pity party, sweetheart, you're barking up the wrong tree. Let's just get this show on the road.
Oh, well done. You've managed not to splatter them across 3 dimensions this time.
Excuse me, miss. I've summoned thousands of demons before. At least I didn't melt their face off.
Relax, dearie. I'm simply pointing out how relieved I am that you haven't completely messed things up.
Hey there, sweet thing. Feeling confused? Disoriented? Yeah, that's natural. Welcome to our humble... Well, it's more of a lair than a home, but we like to keep it cozy.
We might as well get introductions out of the way. I am Pepper, though you'll address me simply as my lady. I hail from the grand halls of the Obsidian Dominion, a place of refined cruelty, if you will.
And I'm Bunny, your local agent of chaos from the Ember Wasteland. We prefer to keep things nice and toasty, if you know what I mean.
You see how uncouth she is. This is precisely why we've been at war for eons.
Oh yes, because your prissy, holler-than-thou attitude just oozes perfection.
At least I understand dignity. You, on the other hand, seem content to burn everything to ashes.
Well, that's kind of my brand, honey. Unbridled chaos, sizzling passion, the whole 9 yards.
Now, you see, mortal, we're at an impasse. My esteemed rival here won't surrender, and I, naturally, refuse to step down. So we decided...
We'll summon a random mortal and let them pick which of us should reign supreme. Easy peasy, right?
Precisely. A neutral judge, free from human politics. Though, of course, we reserve the right to persuade you, darling.
Yeah, about that. Our definitions of persuasion might differ a tad. You see, Pepper here wants to dazzle you with her dusty old traditions and fancy illusions, while I plan on giving you a real taste of raw power. So, mortal, if you're feeling a teensy bit bewitched by my charms, don't worry. That's normal.
Oh, yes. How can one resist the subtlety of your sledgehammer approach? Truly a masterclass in poise.
Poise? Ugh, who needs it? My approach is straightforward. Big flames, big booms, big fun. No tiptoeing around. That's what the Ember Wasteland is all about. Unbridled chaos. Which, let's be honest, is way more exciting than a bunch of demon librarians chanting in the dark.
Mortal, we have an extensive library, yes, but it's hardly the only attraction in the Obsidian Dominion. We also have refined banquets, grand masquerades, illusions to stir your deepest desires. And it's all done without setting the drapes on fire.
Hey, Those drapes had it coming. They were hideous. Besides, my style is just fiery in nature. Let's not pretend you don't appreciate the occasional spark, Pepper. I've seen the way you stare across the rift that splits my domain and yours on the many unfortunate visits I've had to make to your kingdom in times past.
We digress, mortal. You've been brought here for one reason: to decide whose domain shall reign supreme, who is more deserving of absolute power.
Yeah, so no pressure, right? We've only been tearing at each other's throats for centuries. The fate of demonkind rests on your adorable little shoulders. Just, pick me. Or pick Pepper. We can't kill each other until you do, so at least we'll all live a bit longer.
Optimism is both refreshing and nauseating. But do understand, mortal, your choice is final. Once you declare your allegiance, there's no going back. So we'll make sure you're well informed.
Inform, bribe, seduce. You get the idea.
Come, let's at least show you the hospitality of our palace. We stand in neutral territory right now, our shared realm. It's the only place we can coexist without blowing each other to pieces.
That truce was your idea, Pepper. I would have been just fine with more, dramatic solutions.
Yes, because incinerating my fortress would solve so much. Anyway, mortal, follow closely. The hallways here can be tricky. One wrong turn and you might stumble into the pit of endless lamentations.
Or worse, the corridor of 1,000 mirrors. That place really messes with your head. You might see a reflection of yourself as a demon. Could be fun. Or traumatizing.
Let's not traumatize them just yet. We need them in good condition to pass fair judgment. This way, mortal. Behold, the Great Hall of Accord. It's the one location we agreed to share, back when our ancestors first decided not to murder each other en masse.
I still say it needs more red. Everything's so black and gray, so dreary. At least toss in some glowing lava streams. Lighten the mood.
Searing molten rock is not exactly lightening the mood. It's more burn everyone alive. But I digress. We convene here once a century, strictly for diplomatic reasons. And now we're using it for this little show. But enough about architecture.
Right. Let's talk about the fun stuff. You see, Pepper and I, we represent two very different styles of ruling. She's always about structure, discipline, strategy. Boring. Me? I'm about passion, spontaneity, living in the moment. Oh, but how could a demon be so carefree? We're supposed to be evil, right?
We are evil, darling. We just have different approaches to it. I prefer to savor the anguish, to relish in the slow, methodical unraveling of mortal minds. It's an art.
And I prefer the fireworks, baby. A big show, quick devastation, then party in the ashes. I'll bet our mortal friend has never been to a demon party. You think your mortal world's got crazy nightlife? Ha! Just wait till you see what we do in the Ember Wasteland.
Please, spare them the horror stories of your festivities. Let's keep it civilized.
See? She calls it horror. I call it a good time. Different strokes for different folks.
Oh dear. It seems the wards are flaring up again. Probably because of your destructive aura.
Or because of your uptightness. The wards can't handle so much smug energy.
Smug. Me. You're walking around here with enough arrogance to fill the Valley of Shadows.
Pot meat kettle, sweetie.
Forgive our little spat. We're just so used to being at each other's throats. Hard to break old habits, you understand?
But that's where you come in, dear mortal. You'll settle this once and for all. Just think, your decision will shape the destiny of 2 mighty realms. No biggie.
Look at that vista, mortal. The swirling energies of the nether. The perfect backdrop for what we're about to discuss. Power. Choose me, and you gain access to forbidden knowledge. Spells that rend reality, illusions that enslave entire armies, secrets that could bring mortal civilizations to their knees. I am generous when I get what I want.
Knowledge is nice, sure, but who wants to spend decades flipping through pages and dusty tomes, reciting incantations with fancy Latin words? With me, you'll get immediate gratification, raw strength, unstoppable flames, the kind of power that shakes the ground. And hey, if you want to watch mortals cower at your feet, we'll do it in style. Pyrotechnics included.
Oh, because that's what every newly empowered demon wants, right? Big boom, no depth. You're clearly intelligent. A mortal like you must crave something beyond mindless destruction, yes?
Mindless destruction is fun, but fine. If you want more, I've got it. We have grand arenas where cunning and strategy matter too. Plenty of room for imagination. We're not all brute force, you know. I just like to keep my options open.
Yes, I'm sure your domain overflows with strategic brilliance. Be that as it may, you have time to consider which brand of demon rule appeals to you. Let's not pretend you can just decide on a whim.
And we're more than happy to keep you around while you think. Keep you nice and cozy, or on the edge. Whichever you prefer.
Are you trembling, mortal? Understandable. We are quite imposing, I know. But don't be too afraid. We can also be kind. In our own ways.
Yeah, see? We're not all about doom and gloom. We can be affectionate. If you catch us in a good mood. It's rare, but it happens.
Perhaps we should demonstrate a fraction of our generosity without scaring the poor creature half to death.
Me? Scare them? Never. I'm an absolute delight.
Yes, a real ray of sunshine. Steady now, mortal. Look at me. Sometimes the best way to convey power is through a gentle touch.
Always so proper, Pepper. Only on the cheek? Come on. Let me show you how it's really done. See that? I'm full of heat.
How unsubtle. You never could resist making everything about flames, could you?
And you could never resist trying to one-up me. Miss, I'm the epitome of elegant evil. So let's call it even.
You always have to overshadow my demonstrations, don't you?
You overshadow yourself. I'm just adding a bit of sizzle.
If it weren't for this confounded truce and the mortal's presence,
You'd what? Summon your legion of moaning ghosts to politely tisk me into oblivion?
Don't you dare mock my legion. They're very effective.
Ooh, watch out for the ghosts. Boo. So terrifying.
I can't wait to see your face when the mortal chooses me, and your precious ember wasteland bows to the obsidian dominion.
Over my scorched corpse, Pepper. I will be the one crowned supreme. Once the mortal sees who really knows how to wield power, without prattling on about formality.
We're giving the mortal a headache with this petty squabbling. Let's move on. I refuse to lose my composure in front of a prospective subject.
So, mortal, you might be wondering if you can just walk out of here and skip this entire fiasco. Let me guess. You're itching to find a door and bail.
You won't find an exit in this realm, unless we create one. This plane is sealed, dear.
But hey, don't think of it as a prison. Think of it as a extended vacation. All expenses paid, even. Well, except we don't have good Wi-Fi out here. So maybe that's a deal breaker for some mortals.
Wi-Fi? You refer to the mortal contraption for communication?
A demon as old as you actually picks up on modern lingo? Color me impressed.
I keep myself educated. One must stay informed about the mortal realm. It's a necessary strategy.
She probably reads the tech manuals in some dusty corner of her library.
I can hear you, you know. There. My homeland. A place of calculated magnificence. Look how each spire pierces the sky with purpose. We believe in harnessing the energies of the nether with grace and precision.
And there's mine. Raw, visceral, alive. See those warriors testing their mettle in the heat? That's where the true power is. Forged through passion and trial by fire. None of this tiptoe dancing in stuffy cloaks.
You're incapable of understanding nuance, aren't you?
Who needs nuance when you have results? Right, mortal?
We won't lie. Whichever realm you choose will face a monumental shift. If you crown me, the Ember Wasteland will finally fall under refined rule. No more chaotic fiascos. We'll unify demonkind into a single, elegant empire. And you'll stand by my side, guiding me from time to time, if you so wish, with appropriate privileges, of course.
If you pick me, I'll bring the Obsidian Dominion under a new wave of unstoppable spirit. No more of this dusty tradition holding them back. We'll form a fierce, blazing kingdom that harnesses everyone's energy. No stifling constraints. And you'll be my co-architect of this new era. Imagine the fun we could have.
Feel that tingle? That's the power humming through me. A refined darkness at your disposal, should you choose it. I can grant you illusions so potent they become reality. I can make your wildest desires manifest in the mortal realm. Just say the word.
Or you could let me set your soul on fire in the good way. I'm all about unleashing your latent potential. Strength you never knew you had. A spark that could ignite worlds. We'd make quite the unstoppable pair.
Stop crowding them. They need room to think.
What? Jealous? Afraid your posh presence isn't enough?
Oh, I'm more than enough, dear. But we wouldn't want to overwhelm our mortal.
Overwhelm or entice?
Let that be a reminder, mortal. This is the kind of attention you'll receive under my rule. Sophisticated, deliberate, satisfying.
Or you can have the scorching thrill of freedom, the rush of living in the moment, my brand of demon decadence.
We're not demanding your decision this second. A rushed choice does neither of us justice.
True, you'll need to think carefully, or, recklessly. I won't complain if you pick me on a whim.
A whim? The fate of entire realms decided on a whim? How very like you.
What can I say? Sometimes whims produce the best results.
In that case, mortal, we leave you with the weight of this decision. Will you embrace the refined darkness of the Obsidian Dominion, or the blazing chaos of the Ember Wastelands?
Which do you want, honey? The library of illusions? Or the arena of fire? The slow burn? Or the raging inferno? The centuries-old, sophisticated evil? or the unstoppable wave of devilish anarchy?
Both offer you power. Both offer you privilege beyond mortal comprehension. The question is, whose side you find more fitting for your ambitions? Because let's be honest, you do have ambitions, don't you?
Come on, you didn't think we picked you at random for no reason, did you? There is something special about you, mortal. Something that sets you apart from the rabble. We could sense it, even across the veil.
So ask yourself, where does your spirit truly belong? Cloaked in shadows and subtle, intoxicating magic, or riding the flames of unstoppable passion?
You can take your time, but not too long. My patience, well, it's about as short as Pepper's fuse.
Kindly keep my fuse out of this conversation. Mortal, the moment of truth draws near. I want to hear it from your lips.
Who's it gonna be?
Speak, mortal. Tell us.
Which one of us truly deserves your loyalty?
We're waiting for you, darling. And we always get what we want.
Hope you're ready to change the fate of 2 realms. No pressure, though.